essentially come over this way onto alpha and take all alpha all the way down to alpha 18. So it's not rocket science here. But let's make our radio call. We've also got this stuff on. We can turn pitot heat on. Engine and anti-ice can come on too, since it's about 2 degrees C outside. And I think everything else is good because this airplane is the essence of simplicity. Let's also see if my radio actually transmits something. And I suppose this is the first flight on the channel with the new hardware. We are upgraded CPU, so I've been feeling it's a lot smoother, especially on the bigger airplanes at the bigger airports. I don't know if we'll see it so much in this particular airplane. We'll also see how it does with streaming. Let's make a radio call, and we're going to peel off to the right and taxi via Alpha. Centennial traffic. Weird.com 44 Citation CJ4 taxiing to runway 35 right via Alpha 18 Centennial. And again, key differences with this airplane to other things that we have flown before. No big spinny things, so that's good news for me. I don't have to make sure they're all working. We'll just make sure that our N2s are looking pretty decent as we taxi out. We're going to make a left-hand turn here. And again, we got our V-speeds. We got a V1 of 107, V2 115, rotating at 107. We are pretty heavily loaded. We've got about 90% fuel and a full load of passengers. But we should have more than enough to get down to Glendale. About an hour and a half flight is what they're quoting me. Now, have I filed my flight plan? That would be a good thing to check. It looks like I have. We will get into the air and get going here. So some CJ4 action, testing out some of the new MSFS update stuff. A lot of good things, obviously. I mean, a lot of good things in the mod community and in the official update world. I haven't gotten the TBM 930 to work yet. That's kind of one of the next on my list. But I want to check that one out and the G5000 out a little bit because I haven't messed with that. I still have a mod installed somewhere I must have because I load in and I load inside the passenger and can't click anything. Or load it inside the avatar and I can't click anything. So I've got a mod somewhere that's messing with the TBM. I just haven't had time to suss out where that's going. Looks like we do have old short here, but that's for the ILS. And they shouldn't be using the ILS right now. Okay, so takeoff briefing. Today we are going off of runway 35 right here at Centennial. We are on departure, going to fly the Wings 1 RNAV departure, which we're going to fly runway heading and then vector ourselves over to bumps, crossing bumps at 8,000 feet. Then climbing, then left turn, heading 244 to Wings, then up to bubbles, climbing 12,000, 15,000, 16, 17.
United 185 on you, the cabin is passing through 2104370.
Interesting. And I have it coming through both. I got the audio coming through 2 different sources, which is interesting. You know, for now, we'll just take out that, has that been on the whole time, I wonder? For now, we'll take that off, I guess. We'll just turn the speakers off manually. It's weird. Okay. So I think otherwise we're ready to go. Continuing. So Wings 1 departure, we're climbing 8,000, runway heading, and then left turn to bumps. And we're going to try and stay clear of Denver. We're going to stay out of their way. And just vector ourselves up and out. On the takeoff, we're going to put our throttles full forward into the takeoff detent. And we're going to do a, did I say a flap 0? I think I did say a flap 0 takeoff. Yes, so we're doing flaps 15. I'm glad I checked that. Flaps 15. V1 of 107, V rotate 107, V2 of 115. Anything, we're going to basically throttle forward into the takeoff detent. And once we hit V1, anything, any problems, any engine issues, anything we don't like before V1, we're going to stop the airplane, apply full brake, and put out our spoilers and bring the airplane to a halt. After V1, we're taking our problems into the air with us. And we will accelerate to V2 and climb and assess our options. Just in the interest of, DC6ifying our choices, off the runway, we have Buckley Air Force Base to our right, and then Denver International will be our next point down the line, if we have time to entertain that. Otherwise, we will return to Centennial. But now we're here, holding short of 3-5 right, and let's just make a quick check and a quick call. CentennialTraffic.com 44, taking runway 35 right, departing out to the southwest, Centennial. Now on the departure, we're going to hit takeoff, but then we're going to pull out, once we're climbing out well, we're going to pull the power back into the climb detent, because this plane will get away from us, and I do need to remember to take the flaps up. I always forget that in this airplane for whatever reason. Here comes full throttle. Let's also get our lights up. That would help. V1 rotate. Getting a little off center line. Don't let it come back. And we're rolling. Gear up. Bring flaps up. Climb detent. And we'll pitch the nose up. Not exactly textbook, but pretty, but it's all right. So we've cleared that interchange now. Let's continue the climb out 8,000 feet to Buckley. And we need to go direct bumps. So coming up on 8,000 now, we're going to cross bumps at 8,000. CentennialTraffic.com 44, clear of runway 35 right, climbing wings 1, direct bumps 8,000, Centennial. Okay, and let's just throw it back left and head direct bumps. Now I did want my map. I don't know how that got changed. We're going a little fast too, so the speed will get away from you real quick. But it's not a terribly hard airplane to hand fly. 8,000 feet. I wish I would have checked the maps before we left, because this does not fill me with joy not to see my moving map. There we go. So 8,000, speed's good. Autopilot on and nav hold mode. We'll bring the heading around, and we should also, good pilots would update their altimeter. And now we do need to, no auto throttle, so we do need to manage our speed ourselves the old-fashioned way with the lever and intuition. Denver Airport out there, a little hazy today, but it's a cool little downtown to fly around. Not a little, but it's a cool downtown to fly around because you are a little bit south of the airport. There's some cool transitions you can do around Denver. Uh-oh, and I'm going fast again. I step out for a second. It's a cool place to fly around, I think. That's why Centennial's one of my go-tos for kind of GA flying and training and stuff like that. Because you're not far from the downtown, but you're also not right under the Bravo for Denver International. Even though it's a big airport, it's kind of out there that way. 247. I don't have a lot of power in at all. We'll fly the departure as charted. Basically, once we hit bumps, we are home free to climb up to flight level 320. All right, so after takeoff, we're turning left now. Flaps are up, gear is up, everything else is set. We've got our lights on for the moment. We'll take that off in a second. We're getting ready to climb flight level 320. And we'll just rock a flight level change. 250 for the first little bit until we're at a 10,000. Throttle also manually to the climb detent. And 320 is what we're looking for. We'll say not the loudest engine. I don't know how, at least in the cockpit. Yeah, Denver over there. But it's also fun because you're really close to the mountains too. So if you want to do bush flying over the mountains or whatever else you can, it's definitely an option for you. But that's enough of my pitch as Denver as a GA training ground. The downside is you get some weirdness with the altitude. We'll just fix heading bug and do our climb out. Thank you all for coming along. Just join us. We are climbing out of Denver at a Centennial International or Centennial Airport. I don't know if it's International Airport. I don't think so. But Centennial Airport, we're leaving, heading out down to Glendale, doing a Super Bowl shuttle, flying our trusty CJ4s .com 44 down to Glendale Municipal Airport, checking out some the newest updates for Flight Sim, and doing some fun bizjet flying here on VFR. And we will leave engine anti-ice on for the moment till we climb up a little higher. But this thing can really climb like a rocket when you put it, you get it in gear. We'll have to just, again, just like any other airplane that you fly that doesn't have an auto throttle, we got to keep an eye on it. When we, got to keep an eye on it when we actually get up to our cruise altitude. So we'll climb out. We'll keep the climb out going. 2.7's probably good. We just need to be making sure we're hitting our altitude constraints. We're at 16,000, so we're good over Brant. We've got a little time to speed up and climb. So doing some Super Bowl shuttle in the CJ4. Now, obviously, it is a big week for... Seems like a lot of stuff coming out for Flight Sim. This week, obviously, we had the airplane and avionics upgrade. I have to try the TBM 930 still. I don't have the Deluxe Premium Super Deluxe Edition, but the Longitude looks cool for those who have it. I think what they could do for the Dreamliner would be really cool. I also got the 737-900 out tomorrow. I have not... I really don't think I need it from the PMDG 737-900, 900ER. It's a cool airplane. A lot of Delta flying, a lot of United flying too. But I don't know how many flavors of 737 I really need. Obviously, I think if it was like, if they price it like the 600, which they're not gonna, I'd think about it. But we'll see. We'll see what it actually ends up being. Lots of fun. A380. Fly-by-wire showed off some A380 cockpit video, and that's, didn't see any systems work. But it looks cool. A380 is an ugly airplane. Sorry if you love the A380, but that would be cool to get a big, heavy jumbo jet. They seem like they do good work. We go to standard, the altimeter. So yeah, lots of big stuff. Lots of big stuff. Hope you all are having a good night. I hope you guys are flying interesting places or flying vicariously through us here. So we climb out over the Rockies, heading for the desert, Glendale, Arizona. In preparation for the Super Bowl. Now I know we have, I mean, once we get this 777, I think that would be a good flight down to Phoenix, because I think both teams, Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles, flew into Arizona today. I think they were both on 777s. Don't quote me on that. They yeah. I think the Chiefs definitely were. I don't know about the Eagles. But that's a good big football team charter plane. But yeah, it's that time of year again. Super Bowl rolls around. I always tend to forget about NFL football until this time of year. But it's always a fun day. Sit down and watch some football. On Sunday, my fiance's family is very much from the Pennsylvania area, and also I had college roommates who were Eagles fans. So I know a lot of Eagles fans. They're all very excited, as the Philadelphians get. And I think I'm rooting for them this year. I didn't in the last one. Although I don't know that I really had a rooting interest. Coming up, flight level 270. Just do another quick check, make sure no one's popped online. They have not. But yeah, we're gonna do a little Super Bowl shuttle. Again, jets like this, especially if you're flying like a NetJets type thing, those airplanes will do a lot of legs in one day, so they'll bounce around, flying between a couple of random airports or a few random airports in the US. If you look at some of their flight paths on ADS-B Exchange or Flight Radar or whatever, they bounce around a lot, and I don't know about more than the big commercial jets, but definitely to more unique locations. So it's kind of interesting. And of course, if you missed it, we're flying .com 44, which is kind of like, it's a service. I think flightplans.com is where you get that call sign, but you basically sign up, you can buy a call sign, and they will give you a .com number call sign to use when you're flying. So I've started using it for these kinds of flights just because I don't like remembering and going by my N number sometimes. Like if it's a plane I fly with an N number that I fly a lot, I will I'll use that one. Like, so the 310 we flew for Transcon was 866 Tango Whiskey. And so I'll use 866 Tango Whiskey if we're in the Cessna 310, because I'm used to using that call sign. But if it's an unfamiliar, like, so in this one I wouldn't use it. I think I still have 988 Victor Foxtrot. But this is what, 79 Charlie Alpha. So I don't have the, it's hard to use N numbers when they're not real familiar to you. Go to .com 44 today. Out over the Rocky Mountains. I'm going to put a little tunage. And we will cruise. So altitude, let's actually, before I get distracted. I don't know why, it's like in the last 1,000 feet, you always get distracted and like, ooh, let's go do something else. But no, we're in the, we need to be ready to pull the power back. And we are going to set up, I mean, we're going to peg it like Mach 7.9, and really, we're just going for it. Pedal the metal here. Then we'll pop it out of the climb detent and just keep an eye on the speed and make sure that we're not over speeding. But this is a private jet flight, so we're going to ride the barber pole. And it has been a while since I've flown any of these Rockwell Collins type airplanes. I've been in Boeing world for a long time now. So it's just fun, a little bit different. Let's get a little light in here. But yeah, CJ4 is a real simple airplane. As far as the buttons and switches you need to hit to make it work. I can close this guard. That way I don't accidentally turn off the engine. So we're cruising. Not much ATC at the moment. I guess you got some stuff in the Northeast. Otherwise, I'd listen in. It looks like Modesto Tower is online. In case you're looking for somewhere to fly, we also got Albuquerque Ground. We'll see if we get anything in Albuquerque, in Denver Center or Albuquerque by the end, and then we'll head over to SoCal for the Las Vegas turn. Vegas should be a quick flight, like half hour. Yeah, lots of cool flying to do over the Rockies. So we're still accelerating. Let me fix my my zone out view so that I can see the actual speed, though. That's going to be somewhat important for this part of the evolution. Just doesn't, it's like I'm not, well, I guess I'm right at the top of the cruise. It's really taking everything we can get to stay up at the barber pole right now. So we'll take that. I'm not complaining. Am I not getting any MSFS sounds? Let's try this in, because I'm definitely getting the there it is. So I don't know if we didn't have game sounds before, but hopefully it's fixed now. Let me know how the balance is, if there's an issue. 278, that's pretty good. Got to get that one. Camera's not really fast enough to do that right now, is it? Oh, wow. So that pops up there. So it takes that window as the... that's interesting. Look at that speed up. I'll have views like that, too. I don't know. If I can get it to stay in frame. I know as soon as I go back, it's going to be screaming at me. Not quite, but I was close. It only speeds up when you're not looking, I swear. Rotation speed up, too. I'm trying to do a little flyby. But we'll see. Yeah, that's not going to be fast enough either, is it? Would be nice just to have a flyby camera. Let's go for the shot here. I'm going all the way up. I guess you gotta do the turn earlier. I don't know. It's a cool plane though. All right. I'm bouncing back a little bit here. We're going to have to plan our descent a little bit. What did I say? We're doing the RNAV for M101. So let's go do some chart time. Oh, fun with charts. Glendale Municipal. It's the RNAV GPS runway 1. So what I see? Yeah, runway 1 is what we wanted. Final approach course 114. Airport's gonna be 1,000 feet. We go miss, we're climbing 10,000 direct to KAPA, which I assume is on 334 track to Ginky and then hold. Assume that's straight ahead. Not really doing it for me. Okay, so we come in here. We're at 5,000 at acre, which I'm sure it has in here. Yeah, 5,000 here. We're getting down to cacti on the desert too. Cacti probably, and then we're vectoring over to the right. And it should be right, and then landing north. So. That's decent enough. Thank you all for coming along. If you're just joining us, we are heading to Glendale Municipal for our Super Bowl shuttle here in the CJ4. Cruising now over the Rocky Mountains, flying rich people to the Super Bowl from Centennial Airport, Kilo Alpha Papa Alpha, down to Glendale, Kilo Echo Golf, or Kilo Golf Echo uniform. Windy day in Glendale today. Windy in Denver too. Let's see an updated weather picture. VTAR says 290 at 12, gusting 20 knots, which is a pretty nasty little crosswind for a runway 1 and 19er. So if that holds, we'll be diverting probably to Phoenix. We'll see. We'll give it a shot, and if we can't get it, we'll go to Phoenix. Down in Albuquerque Center. So thanks for coming along. Hope you're flying fun places. Flying vicariously through us. You're on a relatively relaxed Monday night stream. I don't know, grab some cabin refreshments. I'll be right back. Check this. As soon as I step away, it's going to start accelerating. Right, we're back. Cruising out over the mountains here. Well, it did not, actually, it didn't run away on us, so that's good. So we got about 230 nautical miles to LJ. A very simple route today. We're not rocking anything complicated. We're direct LJ. My inner knob is my range. We'll zoom out and just see what's going on. So there's LJ, and then we're going to be descending into the Phoenix area from LJ. We got to be at 5,000 to shoot our RNAV approach. So for now, let's just enjoy some scenery. Just about coming up on the Four Corners. Then we'll be in Arizona. We'll clip a little bit out of Utah. Let's do a quick check. We're at 279. We're doing pretty good. Just cruising. We got about 2,000 pounds in both tanks of fuel. We're hitting LJ in about 28 minutes. And then Corey at 31. Is Corey on the arrival? It is. So basically at this rate, we'll hit LJ, then start coming downhill. Then just doing a little bit of planning for the descent. We're coming in, if we go down about 2,000 feet per minute, we can probably cross LJ. I mean, so we don't have any real crossing restrictions on this arrival. It's basically just laterally navigating us in. We do have some altitudes to watch out for. We don't want to be too low too early. We need to be at least, 11,000 feet. Probably crossing desert. 11 or 12,000 feet. And we're what? Well, flight level 3. Oh, keyboard input. That's a pretty cool feature to have. I haven't really tested it out. We're at flight level 320 though. Let's get down to 12,000. We'll be dropping 20,000 at 2,000 feet per minute. That takes about 10 minutes. And then we can get down to 5,000 from there and really no problem. Not too worried about that one. Then we're just flying the RNAV in. We're going to basically, so the RNAV is going to spit us out. We may vector ourselves a little earlier. I guess we could go do, maybe we should be on the Poder if we're coming in from the south. Because the route I have us coming in, that's a kind of a weird angle to fly that transition in. Let me add it actually in here. So what all I'm doing here is just judging with Navigraph a little bit. So Poder, that puts us all the way out here though, and I don't really want to be all the way out there. I just kind of want to come to here. So we could go down to Cacti, do a little loop-to-loop, and fly the RNAV in that way. Yeah, I still think I kind of like that better. Or we can just vector ourselves on a final too. That's probably fine. Oh, is he yelling at me? Just a little bit. That's where we want to be. And power back just a smidge. So just getting that set up a little bit. I think we'll vector ourselves on a final. So being at around in the vicinity of 5,000 at Cacti will be fine. we can get down further if we need to. Then turn final to Glendale. So thank you for if you're just joining us. We are en route in our CJ4, our trusty Citation CJ4. We departed Centennial Airport, yeah, just outside of Denver, and we're now heading down to Glendale Municipal. Kilo Golf Echo uniform. Doing a little bit of Super Bowl Shuttle. Flying folks from Denver down to Glendale for a week at the Super Bowl. And then we're going to reposition the airplane out to Vegas for its next run in to pick up some more people. So I'm sure they're busy. I'm sure Glendale's busy. I'm sure Phoenix is busy and going to be busy this week. All of the other and all the airports in that area. And there are a few of them. I mean, there's a bunch of kind of mid-sized GA airports around there. So thanks for coming along. Hope you all are having a good evening and flying fun places and doing fun things. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's kind of a chill night. Not a lot of ATC online out here or out west. Looks like it's mostly out east. So we're just having a nice quiet night. Cruising through Denver Center. We are .com 44 today. If you're not familiar with the .com call sign, it's kind of like a front. We're hiding our identity from those pesky flight enthusiasts at ADSB Exchange and whatnot. Basically, it's a service run by a website. You can also do it through 4Flight. So you would have a 4Flight call sign. They'll give you a similar, basically a call sign that you buy and they assign to you so that you can use with ATC on a valid flight plan, like an airliner, so you're not using your N number. I just like it because it's easier to remember. .com 44 or 4Flight 44 or Navigraph 44, which would be fine. I can't remember what the rest. FlightAware has one, and I think one more. But so there's a few of these services that can give you call signs. So it's also a good alternative if you just don't want to fly with an N number that you're not familiar with. I suck at N numbers that I'm not familiar with. So thanks for checking in. And let's see, are we past it? No, I don't think so. So this kind of area right down here is where the Four Corners are. Right along the road as it turns south this way, I think, is actually where the monument is. It's where Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona meet. We're about halfway now. Making good time. We do have a little wind drama when we get into Glendale. I'll play it by ear. We got strong winds on the ground, basically a direct crosswind for our runway, runway 1. Glendale has one runway, it's 119er, and we got wind last I saw. Let me update. Was 290 at 12, gusting 20. I also got an ATIS online, so hey, look at that. We've got Glendale Tower online, which should be fun. Especially in this weather. So, that'll be fun if they stay on Glendale Tower. They've got an ATIS up too, I just noticed that in SimToolkit Pro. Let's see what the ATIS is saying. Glendale ATIS Information Echo 0055 Zulu. Wind 310 at 10. A little better. 10 surface mile visibility, gust or scatter clouds 120. Temperature 18C, dew point -6. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 7. Using visual approach for runway 19er. So that's fine. Although that does seem backwards to me. Let me reset this. Golf Echo uniform. No, I need the kilo on that one because it's not going to pick that up. 19er? Really? You can't be using 19. Wind 310 at 10? I would prefer runway 1. So we can, if the tower's online, we'll ask them. We can get runway 1. But we'll see. I guess we'll plan for 19 for the moment. So yeah, 10 knot crosswind, basically a direct crosswind, which is fine. It'll be fine. Just get blown all over the place. About 100 miles from LJ now. 17 minutes. And what I said, it's going to take us about 10 minutes to descend down to 12,000. So we got some time. We got 20 minutes to Quarry and then 40 minutes to the airport itself. Now I wonder how you do it in here. I'm not very familiar. Chris, my man, welcome aboard. Hope Houston is good this evening. We're flying over sunny Arizona right now. We are into Arizona. Yeah, beeping me. That's where we want to be. Yeah. That is precisely where we want to be. So Chris, hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming along. Great to see you. So yeah, flying some Super Bowl shuttle. Mostly just hanging out. We did get Glendale Tower online, so that'll be fun. We'll do a little turnaround and hopefully give him some work. Now, does anyone know how to, if there is a way to pull up times here? I know I can get it here. Maybe I can. Probably have to do it down here. Can I get, so I can get systems there. I like that, though. Interesting. There's lots of options that I don't know anything about in our CJ4. But all good stuff. I wonder if I have a data view? Wonder what that's doing. Probably nothing good. So 2 waypoint, and I want to go to, what was the waypoint I said? Cacti? Cacti. Should be doing that on the right, did it? Plan map center. Oh, I probably have to be in plan map, don't I? There's cacti. So thank you all for hanging out here. We're gonna take a little bit of power out, and I'm now just speed's coming crashing down. We've now firmly, well, maybe not firmly, but we've left desert. We're heading for, or we've left mountains. We're heading for desert now. We got Glendale Tower on. No Albuquerque Center right yet. Also looks like we got some friends on the ground. Heading for Goodyear, that's... I don't know what that is. Looks like an SR-22 heading for Goodyear. Just a little bit. I mean, I'm playing between 98.2 and 99. Plan N2. So the Grand Canyon will be off to our right as we come down. I don't know how much we'll see, but it's out that way. As we're bearing down on ALJ. And so let's get a, we're going to need a nav aid probably for Glendale then. Do they have anything we can use? We can use the Luke BOR. Oh, that's a tack-in. That's not going to help me. We can always say we're west of the field, but... And that's a no from me. Phoenix seems kind of not very helpful as a nav aid. Yeah, but maybe. We can tune it in at least. It won't hurt. Won't hurt nothing. That Phoenix VOR is 115.6. Hope you all are doing well tonight. Exciting time to be a flight simmer. Checking out our new update. Now, I'm not a very good person to check that out. That's why I haven't made a real video about it. Because frankly, I didn't know that. I hadn't really kept up with Working Title Mod that much since, but so far it's been a pretty seamless experience. Also dusted off the salty 747 recently, and that was a good fun one. A little wonky, but good. We may have to feature that at some point. Obviously 737-900 coming out tomorrow is what they're saying. I kind of doubt I'm going to get it unless it's a really screaming deal. But it is a fun long airplane. One 2.8. Anything else we need on our descent? I don't think so. 1210 is going to be Glendale. We'll put that in for the moment now. We can also, you know what would be more useful would be tuning up the ATIS 119-425. Anything? Didn't look like it. Healthy welcome aboard. Hope Florida's good. Cruising over Arizona now, a little drier. Little drier than that. 45 miles now, 6 minutes, 10 minutes to Ori. So right about at LJ, we'll start picking up our descent. I'm gonna go ahead and clear us. I'm gonna go ahead and clear us down. We are flying. Let's go ahead and brief our arrival. We're flying the Desert 2, our nav arrival into Glendale Municipal Airport. Desert 2, very complicated. We're going to go to LJ. We're going to go to Corey. We're going to go to Desert. We're going to go Shock. Just follow the path in here to Cacti. Then we're going to vector ourselves. Not here, not to Luke Air Force Base. We want to go to Glendale Municipal here. We're going to be landing, it looks like we're going to be landing on the 19, so we may pull ourselves off a little bit Cacti and try and go north of the field, and then we'll see what the wind is doing. But no published altitude. So we will plan to just make sure there are no surprises. So we'll plan to, we'll descend ourselves here unless Phoenix Center, or unless Albuquerque Center gets online real quick here. But out of LJ, we'll descend down to 12,000 feet to a clear terrain. And then we'll pass Desert. I got basically the final approach course here set up. I do have the RNAV for runway 1 set up. And they're shooting a visual, well, last I checked, they're shooting a visual for 19. So this is dangerous, but let me do this. Pull the RNAV for 19 and let me just pin it from Avent. Probably will work. Oops. And now it's doing something else that I don't want it to do. Why did it do that? I want to go direct to LJ. LJ would be good. Just keep doing what you're doing, airplane. It's all right. So thanks for coming along, everybody. It's great to see you. Doing a Super Bowl shuttle, we're going to go down to Glendale Municipal. We're going to do a quick turn down there, unload our passengers, and take the plane up to Vegas for its next journey. They'll be going up to Vegas and then taking people down into Glendale. Should be a nice, good, short flight. And then LJ again. We're going to go down to 12,000. Let's just get primed up here. The other thing we can do is our approach reference. We're heading down to 19. Wind is still showing at Glendale. The ATIS is saying 310 at 10, which favors 19 pretty heavily, or which favors runway 1 a little bit. Temperature is 18 C. Altimeter is 299.7. And we got a VBREF of 105 and a V approach of 111. And that'll be fine. We'll leave anti-ice off. We should be able to. No visible moisture, and we're over Arizona. Although we do have there's some good pros showing some precip north of Phoenix. That we'll just have to be a little mindful of. But now 10 miles from LJ. And just because this, I'm going to put us into a little vertical speed descent, just because this airplane gets real, real aggressive with its descents. So I'm going to try and save our passengers a little bit of motion sickness. Addiction, if I'm saying that right. Hello, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. How you doing? Just getting ready to start our descent. Are we on TA? Yeah, sure. We're good. We're squawking. We're good. Maybe not squawking. It's fine. It's fine. Getting ready to start our descent here into Glendale Municipal for Super Bowl, whatever number they're on. I can't remember anymore. Flying some rich folks in. We departed Denver from Centennial Airport, one of my favorite GA airports. Oh, about an hour and change ago. We've made good time so far. That's LJ, so let's set up our altitude. We're going down to 12,000. We're going to keep it above 12,000 for the moment, just because there's some terrain north of Phoenix that we're going to have to be mindful of. We've got high terrain of, I mean, above LJ, 14.9. And that's also partly why we don't want to just dive bomb this thing. Now we do have spoilers we can use, but we'll just set a gentle 1,500 foot per minute descent. And we will adjust as necessary. Let's see, does my vertical speed knob work? It does. Okay, cool. So I'll bug that. Crossing LJ now. And we did send our V speeds. We did, yeah. So we have formally started our descent into the Phoenix area. Heading down to Glendale. We do have Glendale Tower on the other end. We'll check in for the ATIS one more time. See if it's meant to be. It doesn't seem like it is. 1210. And so a little bit ahead of Cactus, we'll turn right after YOLO and get down to what is 4,000 feet after YOLO. So yeah, crossing YOLO, we'll go down to 4,000 feet and then vector ourselves around direct to Avent, in lieu of any instructions from air traffic control in the area. Filthy, I think it's been good. It's been seamless. I'll say that. That's what I can say about it for here. Now I don't know. I will confess that I wasn't super up to date on all the features that it had before. It had, you know, the working title mod. But so far it's been good. It's been plug and play. It's had no issues. Seems full featured. You know. I'm very satisfied. I forget this plane's fun to fly in. I need to fix the cabin views a little bit, but that's it for me. It's I always felt like it was a small business jet to fly, but then you get the Honda jet and the Vision jet, which are smaller, and the Mustang, the Citation Mustang, which is smaller, and a lot of that. What's the best version for the fly-by-wire A32NX out right now? It's a good question. Another one not super familiar with. I think I run on the developer or on the whatever the second tier is. Not the developer, but or not the bleeding edge, but not the stable version. I can't, because I feel like they redid it a little while ago and kind of changed how some of that was presented. So that's what I use when I do use the A320, but I'm by no means an A320 expert. That's Corey. We're coming downhill now. Desert, we're going to hit our transition altitude, 18,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and... where's Desert down the line? Desert in 6 minutes, so that's about right. We're about on schedule. Yeah, the Mustang's fun. I've heard good things. That's a fun little jet. That one's that's G1000 based, right? The avionics in that are G1000. Yeah, experimental version. I can't remember which one is more advanced, the experimental or the development version. I think the development version is all the newest features, but less. So I run the middle, whatever that is, if it's experimental. I'd pull up the fly-by-wire installer, but I had a bad crash this weekend flying a long haul that I think was FSLTL, but I'm not 100% convinced. G1000, yeah. Back that off just a little bit. So we're looking pretty good here. We've got our new route in Avent, and then we're going to cross Bapham at 1000 and call Tower. And just for my reference, 19. So what? Oh, at Bapa. Once I'm at Bapo, how far am I away? Am I 10-mile final? Yeah. So we'll call it Tower once we get to Bapa, most likely. They're advertising 19 on their ATIS. Doesn't look like any update. We got Echo. Yeah. 55. So that, you know, they should push another one in. I would expect another one in 12 minutes, but we'll see. The development version is awesome. So the middle is the develop. I use whatever the middle is, yeah. I wish I need to fly. I've been. That's one of those. It's another one on my list to try out a little bit more. That's the big reason I don't have the Phoenix, is that I haven't really flown the fly-by-wire that much lately. And I figure if I don't fly the fly-by-wire, then how do I justify the getting the Phoenix? But should we can do some JetBlue or Frontier or Spirit, any of those, some US Airways classic ops. So yeah, maybe we'll stream some fumbling around with Airbuses, although there's better people for that. Oh yeah, yep, okay, that's a little fast. Now I'm completely, yeah, making that up. I thought they had a rudimentary version, but I don't recall. Oh yeah, the A380 video. I mean, that's one of my flight sim rules for judging content. Is or judging how close a project is to fruition. Is your smoking gun is always cockpit stuff, which is promising because they showed a lot of cockpit stuff. You can show me a million external models and pretty pictures of the airplane, and you might be a month in to your development, and we might not see the plane for 3 years. Once you start showing, in particular, videos of cockpit stuff, you're getting pretty close, which still means like 6 months to 9 months to a year to forever. But I thought it was promising that we saw that a lot of projects don't get to that point, even if there's nothing functional there. So it's pretty cool, and they do have VNAV, it looks like, so that's good. Oh. I don't know how to mess with that. Sorry, Filthy. But yeah. And it's just going crazy on you. Okay, so how are we doing here? We're looking good. We're at 16,000. I need to go over to 2997, was it? And let me load Nightbot and see what that's got going on. 2997 was the altimeter. We'll go over there. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't. That's not the intended design, really. But sorry about that. I'm trying to find out how to undo it. I don't really know. Oh, limit. Okay, well let's crank that limit up a little bit, huh? Like 24 characters. Yeah, that's fine. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Let's go 36. That's good, right? How much is a tweet? Thanks for coming along. That yeah, you got Nightbot and a hair trigger there. 12,000 feet now, 292 knots. We'll bring it back a little bit because we're gonna be kind of doing it a little quick. You can see our final kind of RNAV set up here in a second.
Altitude.
And I'll zoom in a little bit too here. I'm going into shock 11 miles. Just gonna bring the speed back. We're not in any great hurry to get on the ground here. Do we still have Glendale Tower? We do. Has that airplane departed? Yeah, they did, I think, depart. Doesn't look like they're going to Goodyear, though. That's fine, though. Let's hold at 250 knots. Coming in on shock. And then I'm just going to judge, based on the chart, what it says. Shock, we still have a little bit of terrain. But not too much. Because that looks like that's 5,000 foot. So we can descend down to 8,000 once we're over shock, I'll say. And we're getting a little slow now. These intermediate altitudes or speeds are a little tricky to keep. Hold out, we're at 12,000 now, so let's speed up a little bit. Get on down to shock. And then you can kind of see I've just got kind of the approach pinned over here. At YOLO, we're going to kind of heading our vector ourselves over to the RNAV and just shoot that little approach into Glendale. So thank you all for coming along, just joining us. We're getting ready to shoot our approach into Glendale. We are just about entering the Phoenix area here. Flying in for Super Bowl, whatever the number is, LVII, right? 58? 57? Is it 57? I used to be able to tell you all the winners, and I lost count somewhere along the way. That's 12,000 feet. We'll go down to 8,000. And now we'll use speed. We'll use flight level change. And peg that at 250. I don't want to be in Mach. I want to be in good old-fashioned sailor's knots. We'll pull power. And bring it on down. We're going to do full flap departure, or full flap arrival. Approach, just checking our approach stuff. That's all programmed in. VAP is 111. Which is about right. And then at YOLO, we're going to go direct to the first waypoint there, which is... I'll get that queued up. Avent. We'll go direct to Avent. And descend down to 4,000. We'll hit 5,000 for now, and then go all the way down. In just a second. Same thing here in Glendale, and then we'll do a turn and head up to Vegas to reposition the airplane. But descending into the greater Phoenix area. Glendale Municipal is going to be right basically across the street from the stadium. So I'm sure it'll be a very busy airport this week. And here comes YOLO. And at YOLO, I'm going to clear us down to... all the way down. And then at Advent, we'll start slowing it down a good bit. So there's YOLO. Now we're going direct Avent. Sending 4,000. Then we're on to 1210 for tower. And in fact, I'm going to go over. Now we're going to be 10 miles. So basically, when we're calling, we're going to be .com 44, 10 miles north, visual 19. If they push a new ATIS right now, I'm going to be upset. But they shouldn't. It'll be fine. Still reporting 310 at 10. Has the METAR updated at all? 290 at 20. Doesn't look like it. Coming down 4,000. Got about 10 miles to Avent. So the other thing we're going to do is really pull power and start getting the speed down. 210 knots. Because we have to dump a lot more speed here than we need to with our 7.3. I'm just going to go sterile cockpit here. So it's just us and the just us. So visual, we'll do what Tower says, but the published missed approach for the RNAV is climb 5,000 feet direct to Ager. Then climb 8,000 on 132 track to Porter and hold. But more than likely, we'll go runway heading if we have to go around. Again, heavy crosswind. We're looking at like 10 knot crosswind, which is not insignificant for a little plane like this. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's going to make it a little tricky. We're at 210 knots now. We are looking good here on the RNAV. And I think I'll probably hand fly this approach, I think. Said very confidently, of course. But yeah, Avant, and then it's another 10 miles before we hit the initial approach fix. Or the initial fix. Let me get up, let me pull up Sim. Well, this is not the time to be doing this, but Sim Brief. Let me just pop in a quick flight plan real quick. We're going KGEU to Las Vegas. In the C25C. With no passengers. That way it's just ready to go. I can put it in. We're at 180 knots now. That's probably good. It's not super busy here in Phoenix right now, so it's all right. Thank you all for coming along, for just joining us. We are getting ready to shoot our approach. We're looking at the visual into Glendale Municipal. You can see the stadium out there. That's, I forget what, I'm not a very good fan. I don't know what it's called anymore. It used to be University Park, University Phoenix Stadium, and now it's probably something else. But where Super Bowl 57 is going to be. And then we're going to call tower here. We're going to be 10 to the 10 to the north of the field. 10 to the north. So we are. Let's just go through it again. We are. We're .com 44. We are 10 to the north. Visual 19 with echo. Visual with echo, since they asked that we advise if we have echo. And we do. So we're on 1210. I think we're ready to go. Passing KAPA, here we go. And now you start questioning things like, is it Glendale Tower? It is Glendale Tower. Glendale Tower.com 44, we're 10 to the north, visual 19, we have echo.
.com 44, Glendale Tower, thanks for echo report over the 101.
Roger.
.com 44, make sure you're runway 19 or runway 19 clear to land.
Roger, runway 19 are cleared to land, .com 44. So I'm just not familiar with the area. So we're over the highway.
Central aircraft on frequency, Glendale is information Foxtrot, current wind 300 at 7, altimeter 3000.
We're gonna bump up the altimeter 3000. I gotta get down too. Let me
Autopilot.
start our descent now. Bring the speed back. You can come out. We're high, but that's all right because I zoned out a little bit. But flaps will help. It's just funny because yeah, I'm not familiar with the area. So what I should say is yeah, I'm not familiar with the area visual procedure. We're on the air now, but because it's not a charted visual, so yeah, I'd have to pull up I'd have to do a little chart study to figure out what the what do you say the 101 is? I assume they mean the freeway or the highway down there. See, now I'm talking like a Californian. I need some down trim here. We're at 3,000. We're a bit high. I'm not loving it right now. We're not that high, though. Field elevation is 1,000 feet. So 1.9, we're heading 1.9. Remember, our ref speed is going to be 105, and our approach speed is 110. That's looking pretty good, but remember, we're in a little jet, so we're going to be a little low to the ground, and we've got a crosswind coming in from the west. So we got flaps out, spoilers in, gear is down. 3 green? 3 green. And it does in this airplane feel like you're just coasting in. You're 110 knots. If I risk a look, there's the stadium. Right there across the street. Literally. Wind isn't bouncing me around as much as I would have thought, but I still kind of want to stay a little bit fast, because just in case we got to go around. There's the wind. A little bumpy. Hopefully the folks in the back aren't spilling their drinks too badly. And we got the runway made. A little short on the threshold. And let's just let it come down, let it come down. Oof, that's a bounce. Spoilers out, brakes on. We're going to vacate right and taxi to parking. And then we'll see if they're willing to stick around. We'll see if we can get clearance to Vegas. Tower off at .com 44 off at 19 Alpha 3. Request taxi to the FBO.
.com 44 taxi to parking via Alpha. Monitor this frequency. Good night.
Alpha on this frequency. Good night. .com 44. All right. Taxi on up. Landing lights off. Strobes can come off. We'll taxi via Alpha. Let's see what the damage is. 264 is the landing rate, in case you're wondering. This is a tricky airplane right there, right at that final little bit, because it doesn't have a lot. Maybe I'm expecting it to have more float there. I don't know. But that's the second one where I kind of feel like the bottom came out on me a little bit. All right, so let's taxi down to the FBO and let's close out that flight and get the other one set up. Yeah, we'll see about that. Going to KGEU, Golf Echo uniform to Las Vegas. Now we'll leave Phoenix as the alternate. We're departing in like 15 minutes. So or is it 2:15 now? About an hour flight. We'll take 26. East is odd, west is even odder. Yeah. So we'll take something like 260. And then we just want this clearance. Height at Ella, Rockstar 3 into Vegas. Let me change my flight plan real quick. I'm going to be .com 45. Okay. So that's good. Let's get, we're going to leave the engines running for the sake of expediency. How much fuel do we have? Got 1370. What do I need? So I've got 13. So I need 21.6 block fuel. We got 21.6. We got like 26. So I'm going to take, let me get a quick drink. And then we'll get on our way. Yeah, indeed, ouch. And it feels a little worse than it probably is, but yeah, that bounce is not good. All right. In the interest of time, you know, we've deboarded. Let's call tower and see if we can get an IFR to Vegas. Where's my I got my pen and paper. I need to break it out. So we're .com 45. Continuing service to Vegas, so we're GEU to KLAS. We have Foxtrot on board, or we will shortly. Foxtrot, wind 300 at 7, 10 surf mildly scattered 120, 17 degrees C out, altimeter 3000, which is what we have. Lane departing 19, we've got Foxtrot. So yeah, we'll call for clearance here in a minute. Yeah, that's what I had.
Glendale Tower will be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, I heard about that. So I wasn't very up to date on what was in and not in working title mod. We're gonna go from. I wonder if what's the best way. Do I just I don't want to do a full power cycle, really. So we're going to go... Can I do a secondary flight plan or something? So we're going to go GEU, Golf Echo Romeo, yeah, Golf Echo Uniform.
Glendale Tower's back.
To Las Vegas. We're going to keep the alternate Phoenix, not that it really matters that much. And then I'm going to leave this blank till we get the clearance, because I don't know if it's going to be right. You can't do SimBrief uplink anymore, really. Yeah, so that external stuff, it would definitely be missed. Rockstar 3, ELDA transition. I'm pretty confident in that. It's just about how we get to the Rockstar 3 ELDA transition. And what is Las Vegas we're doing in the real world? They are landing runways 26 left and 1 left. Let me get my charts up. And we'll just rock and roll this, because I think we're the only game in town for this controller, I think. So I feel a little bad, even though I shouldn't. So we'll plan for the 26s. 26 left is what the real world is advertising. Yeah, 26 left. GlendaleTower.com 45 requesting IFR clearance to Las Vegas. We have Foxtrot. If I filed it. Looks like it did.
.com 45 Glendale Tower, cleared to the Las Vegas Airport. As filed, maintain 8,000, expect flow 26010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency offline, squawk 0771.
Alright, we're cleared to Las Vegas as filed. Departure will climb, maintain 8,000, expecting flight level 26010 after. Departure offline, squawk 0771.
.com 45, read back correct.
0771. Punch that in. Are we squawking? I think we are. And then what did I file? We're cleared as filed. What did I file? HIDAT, ELDA. So HIDAT. It's going to be before ELDA, obviously. HIDAT, H-I-D-A-T. And, yeah, we're not going to let any grass grow beneath our feet here. Why did it do that? That's not what I wanted. Why is that an invalid delete? See, this is where I get nervous, is starting to delete stuff. I don't want to delete. I don't want to exec that. Can I not exec that? That's what I get for not knowing what I'm doing. Oh, cancel mod probably would be the way to do it. So how do I add that? Direct to HIDAT. So this is the part of this that kind of confuses me, because I don't see that there. Exec that, direct to HIDAT. And we'll call ready for taxi, because, well, we're ready for taxi. We're ready to go. We've got enough fuel. Everything else is good. Our passengers are off. Let's get that updated in weight balance. So we'll be nice and light. GlendaleTower.com 45 ready to taxi.
.com 45 runway 19er taxi via Alpha.
19er via Alpha. .com 45. Now that is efficiency. We've dropped our passengers off. They're on their merry way to the Super Bowl over across the street right there. Kind of cool that you can fly in and see the stadium right there. Although it's a fair ways from downtown. We'll just cut right across that non-movement area. And come in here to... Is this Alpha over here? I think it is. We're taxiing, and then just make sure everything is on. Flight directors are on. I'm assuming we're going to fly runway heading on departure, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll punch in 19er there. 190 departing out to the south. Doing a little pit stop here in Glendale. That's true. I mean, if you use those functionalities one, it's definitely something you'd miss. I always forget how to do it. So I confess that I rarely use the sim brief stuff, but it is useful in a pinch. And I mean, the Navigraph feature, especially if you're going to have Navigraph, it is, yeah, you want to be able to use it on your stuff. Definitely. All right. So we're here. We're gonna do another flaps 15 takeoff. Our performance, not that it's changed too much, but oh, I haven't picked a runway here. We're gonna use the same kind of V speeds as we did before, which means rotating at 110, 120. Or 107 is V1, and 110 is V2. I can just say runway 19 is our departure. And, yeah, so that's good. Performance. Perfinite takeoff. Wind, according to the ATIS, is 300 at 7. It is 17 degrees. 30000. And let's send that. So our V rotate's going to be significantly smaller, 92. V1 of 89. So takeoff briefing, we're going to do what they tell us to do, flying out here, and then we're going to go direct to our initial waypoint, climbing 8,000 on departure. Let's get that set up, and we will call them ready to go. So 8,000, we're going to plan for runway heading or whatever they say. Again, takeoff, we're here, we're taking off on runway 19. Anything below V1 we don't like, we're going to cut the engines. We're going to pull out spoilers, pull brakes, and reject the takeoff. Anything above V1, we're taking our problems with us going flying, and we'll accelerate up to V2, which is going to be 106 knots. I think we're ready to go. GlendaleTower.com, 45 short of 19, ready to go.
TACOM 45, runway 19, clear for takeoff.
Runway 19, clear for takeoff.com 45. All right, lining up. Takeoff detent. We're rolling. Airspeed's alive. Now, I feel awkward on the takeoff, too, because I've had it come kind of crashing back down a couple times. Maybe I'm just being too hesitant because of my 737 stuff, but right there, I feel like the nose comes up a lot, and then my instinct is, I guess, to let it come back, which probably isn't right. Gear up. Flaps up. Coming back to climb detent. And we'll climb, maintain 8,000 feet here. TACOM 45 airborne passing 2,000.
TACOM 45, roger. No further ATC available. Frequency change approved. Good night.
Good night. Thanks for the ATC, TACOM 45. All right, that was a nice one to get on. So we're climbing. I'm getting a little fast now. Even in the climb, 15,000. And I got to get some stuff going here. So heading mode. Flight level change. Let's just keep that pegged at 250. We're climbing at 4,600 feet per minute. We're going to do a right-hand turn. Heading, oh, I don't know, 270 seems reasonable. If I turn on the autopilot, would probably help. Or do I still... Oh, I've got the disconnect on. That's why it's not working. And I'm going to go ahead and clear us up to our flight level 260. Let's throw it and climb detent. And away we go. But it is always fun when you get a tower on one of those, at one of those fields. A pleasant surprise. And TPHI, or is it TFI, says they didn't get rid of Navigraph. Navigraph pulled out. I thought it was something to do with the licensing, yeah, of having the licensed Navigraph stuff in Microsoft product or whatever. Whatever corporateness is going on, I don't know. And it's, I mean, it is a shame because it's a nice feature to have. Someone will just have to mod it in, I guess. So we're in climb detent. We're going up good. My thing is I just use my second monitor for Navigraph. I mean, I get the immersion factor of having it in the charts. And I would be annoyed if, you know, if it is a cool idea to be able to use it like you use the real airplane. but I just don't tend to functionally use it that much. So it's a shame, but not a deal breaker for me. So thank you all for coming along, just joining us. We have departed Glendale Municipal. We're just repositioning the airplane now under .com 45, heading for Las Vegas, Nevada. We dropped off our passengers from Denver at Super Bowl Stadium in Glendale, and had some lovely ATC. Now we're heading out for a quick little flight up to Las Vegas. SimToolkit Pro says it should be an hour. I think we can do better than that, but we'll see. We're at 18,000 feet, so I can go standard, and let's jack the speed up too a little bit. I mean, let's really put the pedal to the metal now that no one's on board. You know, let's give it to them. Yeah, so I know, yeah, it is on the Honda Jet. I need to reactivate mine on the Honda Jet. I haven't messed with that. But I mean, it's a nice feature. It's a good thing to have, and it's a shame they took it out, or Navigraph pulled out, or whatever. You know, shame we can't make it work. I mean, they don't have any. I guess they don't have Navigraph on the A310 then either, do they? No chart support for that one, I guess. I have kind of had the itch to fly a new airplane lately. But I haven't decided on what. I can fix this one too, though. Let's go lower menu to something else. TCAS? That's fine, yeah. Oh, no chart for any jet, I guess. Interesting. So that's more like all flight sim, all Microsoft Flight Sim add-ons. I thought it was just for the CJ4. Interesting. Well, it is a shame. But I have been kind of getting that itch to fly another airplane. I don't know what direction to go, though. I was looking at the Chancellor 414, the 414 by Fly Simulator. But I don't know if it's different. I guess it is different. I mean, it's a much bigger airplane than the 310, but I feel like it's a not very exciting choice. If I could get over the price, the Mad Dog would be fun. Or even just like the Bonanza or something, the V-tail Bonanza. Or something. I haven't messed with it. Or the Vision Jet. I haven't tried that one. There's lots of good stuff.
Altitude.
Coming up on altitude. So let's make sure we don't run away. Let's get this back on. So out of the cruise detent, cruising for Las Vegas, Nevada. Should be a nice quick hop. Yeah, so now SimToolkit Pro is saying 25 minutes. That's what I thought. We are on the Rockstar 3 RNAV arrival from Elda. So let's talk through that real quick. Get rid of that. Let's get the chart nice and big. All right, Rockstar 3. And we are planning on 2.6 left. So from Rockstar, we've got that. Do I have any Jet aircraft only, so that is us. That's good. Radar required. Sure. Yeah, so that's all fine. We're coming in on Elda. We're going to cross Eugene. Flight level 260, below 260, above 220. Then Patty at 250 knots, flight level 190, So this is much better for us. And then for 26 left, we're going straight into Prino. Basically, right out of Hoover Dam area. Then we'll come in left. So down at 9,000 at Halen, I just want to verify that we have those numbers in there. Let's punch Elda in there and just clear that discontinuity. Halen. So it looks like we do have the altitude restrictions. And then 4,800 at Shand. Let me pull up the ILS for 26 left. Can we do something fun like the, is there anything funky? No, nothing really funky here. With the RNAV, especially from Prino. Let's see what we do. So nothing funky there, but we're going down to, Prino's 8,000, a mandatory 8,000 feet. Whatever that means. Did I put in the, I guess I put this in at final, didn't I? Let me fix this real quick. So I want to go to from the Prino transition. I want to go hide at Danella. Didn't I do that already? And then how do I show it on here? It's just this part that's a little confusing. So that all looks fine over here. Let's lean over. We're doing single pilot ops. Why just the range? Okay, so previous waypoint. Let's back it off. So Eugene, Petty, Rockstar, Huxley, Hayden, and that should take us right out over the lake and into McCarran or Harry Reid or whatever it is these days. Yeah, interesting. That's a shame. I don't see how that makes Navigraph more attractive to people, but because that was always one of the cool things is you could get it in the airplane on those glass cockpit ones, but the truth is, I really debate if I need charts or not. Just because so much of my flying is in the US. Nav data has been hugely... I mean, it's been really helpful to have updated nav data. That's been the real game changer, I think. That's the thing I'm most, thankful for in a day-to-day. The chart stuff is nice, but it just automates a lot of the manual picking I have to do for a flight. Where you gotta go to ChartFox or SkyVector and scrounge the charts. And it's good for out of the US, but I don't know. I don't know. Coming up on Hydat now. And then, yeah, so we've got our descent pretty well planned out for us. We'll hit Eugene and then probably descend right around Eugene. I know it's probably not said Eugene, it's probably Jean, but... Or Jean. So thank you all for coming along tonight. It's ended up being a little bit of a quiet stream, but that's alright. I think it's good. hanging out in our CJ4. An old friend of the channel that I haven't messed with. It still is, you know, real easy, real simple plane to fly, get up, go, and fly. But also, I do think it is kind of the perfect intro to big jet flying. If you were to train someone in IFR flying, I would think this would be one of the planes I would use. Just because it's so... You're not distracted by a bunch of other things. You can kind of focus on this stuff. But of course, the quirks are also the quirks. You got the big speed constraints. We'll see if we can do a better landing into Las Vegas. The last one was kind of rough. A little bump. Speaking of which, let me get flight recorder up now to capture the ignominy. Out over the desert. Now, are we in Grand Canyon watch yet? Not quite. We'll get a little taste of the Grand Canyon, though, coming up. It'll be off to our right. So just a quick repositioning flight. And let's keep that down just a little bit. Now, the ILS into 26 left is going to be localizer 111.5. Let's get that in. 111.5. This isn't a 737, so I don't need to do this. In both. We also have the Las Vegas VOR on 116.9. So out here over the desert, turn 79 Charlie Alpha, flying under .com 45. Getting ready for a descent into Las Vegas. We got Elda. I don't know, there's 6 minutes till we're really descending into Eugene. Everything is pretty well configured. As we reposition now at Vegas, where do we need to go at Vegas? The GA terminal's all the way on the other side. And am I on 122.8? I'm not. 122.8. GA terminal's all the way on the side. Basically on the west side of the airport. So we're going to be basically coming in on 26 left. Alpha Delta Echo to the ramp? Maybe? I guess you don't have to go to Alpha. You can go Alpha Echo. Cross the 2 runways there. Yeah. I hear ya. So you could probably do that. That'll be fine. Getting down into Vegas. And I'm overcompensating a little bit. Just thanks for hanging out here with our old friend, the Citation CJ4 in MSFS. Getting ready for our descent into Las Vegas. We're doing our Super Bowl shuttle. We flew some folks down from Denver from Centennial Airport, my favorite GA airport, one of them. Great one to practice at. Flew down from Centennial to Glendale, Arizona. Kilo Golf Echo Uniform. I'm probably not sleepy this week. I'm sure there's a ton of private jets there coming into Glendale, but little single runway GA airport. We got tower on the line, and we did a real quick turn there, scrambled back out. Now we're heading to Vegas. Just repositioning the airplane for tomorrow's moves. I do need to fix all my interior views. And I did hear a VPilot message come down. Alright, so that's Elda we've just passed. We're coming up on Jean now. You're in the Rockstar 3. Grand Canyon, you may have heard of it, is going to be off to your right. There it is. In case you were wondering, where is the Grand Canyon in relation to this flight? Although, really, the bulk of it is out here. Well, it goes all the way into into the lake. Is that Lake McCarran? I can't remember. I at long last got the Nevada map for DCS, which by this point is pretty ancient. But it's been really fun. So I'm excited to fly into Microsoft Flight Simulator again. Because now I've practiced, now I know the area a little bit better. I've practiced the approaches into Nellis a lot. And now we're just going to be the commercial jet traffic I'm trying not to hit. And then at Jean, we're going to start our descent. In fact, we can start it probably now. We'll do a little flight level change action. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong... little flight level change action down to 5 knots. And we're looking for something above 14,000 feet. It's going to be our final answer. And see, if you do just pull the power like I just did, we're going to dive bomb like a fighter jet. Which I appreciate but don't need in this situation. So if we cross at 15,000, that's probably good. And then we got to be at 250 knots at PD. Or Petty. Is that off to our left? You can just about see Vegas. This is basically going to put us straight over Hoover Dam. And let's pull the power back just a little bit. This is the one plane where I do probably prefer a little bit of vertical speed. Just because it's a little easier to control. I mean, it's the same thing as any airplane, really, but a lot of the similarities with the CRJ. And it's a similar dilemma, but it's just not as severe in terms of the swings and vertical and descent rate. 23 miles to PD. We need to be below 19, or flight level 190. That's why we'll just keep just a little bit of power in. We're in no great hurry to get down there. The key is going to be hitting that 250 knots. Well, let's just do a traffic check at Vegas. Looks like we have a few departures going, but I don't know that anyone's active at the moment. But a few departures to look out for, and a few arrivals coming in. We're probably going to get beat by a couple of Southwest and American, and probably maybe another Southwest. We'll have to coordinate with them coming in. Although we're going to be on we're closer than them. We'll see about that one. There will be some traffic coming in. There's 19, flight level 190. Let's get the Vegas weather one more time. Vegas information Lima 360 at 15 knots. 10 surface mile visibility, few clouds at 9,000. Temperature 13C, altimeter 3021. They're doing visual approaches 1 to 26 left and 1 left. Departing 1 right full length and 1 left to Bravo. We don't care so much about that stuff. So that's from real world Vegas. There's a few flights coming in that probably ahead of us, and a couple in the departure now, so. So what did I say, 3045? Why do I do this? 3021. So 3021. Oh, that works good. 3021. That's what I want. And we got to bring the speed back to 250 knots. There's Petty. We're going to be crossing now. Next restriction is going to be Huxley at 13,000. We'll go down to 10,000. Huxley at 250 knots, and then Halen at 9,000. Deprino at 8. Now, of course, if there's traffic on 26 left, we can sidestep to 26 right as necessary. My big worry is going to be the crossing traffic, but we'll see what comes up there. We'll probably make a general call out over the lake. We'll call Perino at 8,000. Visual 26 left. So, you know, something now like, and what's that at? Is that 20 west? So that's 20 west of the field. So we're .com 45. So Vegas traffic .com 45 is 20 to the west of the, or 20 to the east of the field. .com 45, 20 to the east of the field, visual 26 left. 8,000. Something like that. We'll keep an eye out for anyone else. We got our lights on and everything. Coming down to meet our restrictions. And then Perino's going to be 210 knots. 210 knots. And we'll keep that up for a good ways till at least a 10-mile final, maybe a little more. We will sequence ourselves in. So southwest, we've got a southwest departing. They should probably be above us by now. Southwest 868. Southwest 1475. They look like they're setting up from the ones. We got a Walker. We got a Walker A320 that just took off heading northwest. And it looks like we got an American on the ground. Oh no, that American just landed. American 155.5 Alpha just landed. So it looks like we're the only one in the queue for 26 left, which is good. So thank you for coming along. If you just joined us, we are heading into Las Vegas. Nexting up our second leg of our Super Bowl shuttle. Getting ready to shoot a visual approach into LAS. Coming out over the water, out over the lake. Will we be able to see the dam? I don't know. We're going to be sitting here at 10,000 at Huxley. 250 knots, and then 210 at Reno. Alright, let's bring this down. Sterile cockpit configured for landing. We haven't done our performance approach. It shouldn't change too much though. Wind 3 with a 60 at 15. 15. Outside air temperature was 13 C. 3021. We'll send our VREF of 195, the approach of 101. All right, we'll keep it going down now to 8,000.
Altitude.
Oh, I just hit it. We'll flight level change down 250 knots. So keep our eye out for landing traffic on the 2.6s. We can kind of slow down, speed up as needed to deconflict with anyone landing on the 1s. Because it looks like the 3 arrivals coming in are all landing on the 1s. That Delta coming in too behind them. No, they're going to Telluride. Just to give you a situational awareness view. Here's we're coming into LA. Las Vegas is here. You've got an Alaska on the, or an American on the ground. They taxied in. This Southwest is going to land. The second Southwest 2290. 2290 is the only one I'm really worried about. Not worried, but looks like they're coming in on the 1s, which is fine. We can deconflict with them as necessary. So Halen, we're going to be at below 9,000 was the idea. We're not really doing it, are we? And then 210 knots. And that's, so we're racing a Southwest 7.3. They're going to win, probably, with 140 knot, with 150 knot approach speed. They're probably going to win that battle. So I'm not going to stress too much about it. Now the ILS, we're coming up on that. It's going to be 8,000 feet, then 6,500.
Altitude.
Now I'm going to say that that was kind of broken for me. Altitude, and then we're coming down to 6,500. And we'll keep 210 knots until otherwise stated. And let's make a radio call. Vegas traffic.com 45 is 20 to the east. Visual 26 left. Vegas. So we'll cross Larry at or above 6,500 feet. And then Huxlar, and we'll kind of keep that going till we get a little closer to hit the approach mode. 210 knots, and we just want to keep up 210 or so here until about a 10-mile final or so. That's probably a good time as any to get flight recorder going. Thank you all for coming along on this flight. It's just been a nice kind of chill scream. Hanging out here over the American West.
Last 37, Southwest 2290, 10-mile final, and 1 left. Las Vegas.
So 2290, that's the Southwest we were talking about earlier. We're going to deconflict with them. I think we're going to let them go first because they're closer than we are. They're 10 miles. We're 16. But I do want to get a visual on that traffic. There's Larry. Huxar is going to be 5,200, so let's go down to 5,200. Flight level change. I'm just trying to keep a lookout for the traffic. On final, these are kind of converging ones, so it probably doesn't hurt us even to go a little slower. And we're not slowing down at all. Okay. Or we're not descending at all, I should say. 5,200, and then it's going to be 4,800 feet at Shand. I'm going to bring the speed back 180 at least. We can even go a little slower.
Altitude.
Hit 4,800 at Shand. We can go flaps 15. We're about 10-mile final. And that is about a 10-mile final for us. We'll let the speed come back. Give me approach mode. If we don't get it, we'll go VegasTraffic.com 45, 10-mile final, 26 left. We'll let that Southwest go ahead of us. Alright, so let's just keep some forward speed going. I do not see him. Looks like he's on short final and Vat Prism. So down to 3,800 now.
Altitude.
We're gonna really slow it down. Let him get in. I'm looking for the traffic. I don't see anything, but you know. We're gonna dive bomb here a little bit. It's probably a little conservative, but come on, buddy. Where is it? Where's that airplane? I don't see it. Is that him there? Did I see a flash? No, not really. So we're slowing up. 7.2 now. We got the altitude. Capture. So now I'm just gonna, I'm gonna fly the visual.
Autopilot.
Okay, so my airplane gear is down in 3 green. Flaps are down. I'm just kind of waiting for a call from Southwest saying they're in. I don't have a visual on the traffic, which is the only thing making me a little uncomfortable. I mean, based on his position... Oh man, I can't tell. He should be on short final. But unless he's going like 100 knots. Not that and I also don't think that 2-6 left is a conflict. But if we did have to go around, I don't want to be in his space. VegasTraffic.com 45, short final, 2-6 left. Okay, and let's see if we can do any better on this landing, too. The wind kind of sucks. But the first landing of the day was not one for the scrapbook.
Las Vegas traffic, Southwest 2290, clear of 1 left, Las Vegas.
Alright, so we're clear. There's a Delta coming in behind that Southwest. Well, no, I think they're going up to Telluride, right? So we're a little fast, but it's windy, so I'll take that. Here at Las Vegas. And then again, we'll exit right onto the taxiway and then just taxi straight ahead, general aviation. I'm master caution. Speed brakes are out. Oh, that's not helping me. That's not going to help. It's funny, I'm feeling the wind more here than we did at Glendale. At least in terms of, like, crabbing. So here we come. 100, 105 knots. Speed's good. Alright, now I'm going to actually give it a little power and roll it out to the Alpha 5 here. So we're not going to make the high speed. VegasTraffic.com 45 clear, runway 26 left. We're taxiing to the GA ramp Alpha, crossing the ones, Echo Foxtrot, Vegas. I actually don't think it's Vegas. I think it's, oh no, it is Las Vegas, so that's good. Landing lights off, strobes off. That's the only thing we'll have to watch out for, is anyone on the ones. Doesn't look like there's any more arrivals, though, so. So welcome, everybody, to Las Vegas. We're going to park the plane up, and we'll run back the flight recorder replay. That felt much better that second time, even though I feel like the wind was blowing me more. For whatever reason. But it is a bit of a long taxi. Ooh, little bump. Really booking it here. Alright, let's light it up and give a call. Check with the Mark 1 eyeball. VegasTraffic.com 45, crossing the ones on Echo. Just a dummy check. No one's taking off the other way. VegasTraffic.com 45 clear. The one is taxiing on Foxtrot 2 parking. See ya. Vegas. Alright, so that's good. Down and out, big GA ramp over on this side. Importantly, this is a taxiway and not a runway. And we'll just pull it by these hangars. I don't know exactly where the FBO is. I think it's further up. But this will do just fine for us. Since we're parking the plane. All right, we made it.
And Las Vegas traffic, that's at 803, turn about 60-mile final for runway 1 left, Las Vegas.
Let's disconnect and fire up a recording of that landing. Let's get us a little closer, huh? Throughout here, you can see I got the spoilers out for whatever reason. Here at Las Vegas. We got Nellis over there. North Las Vegas airfield over there. Lots of good stuff. And this is actually a really good view. Snip, you forgot the tickets. Alright, we'll get someone out to Glen. Well, where'd you forget the tickets? We do need to go back. Well, there's another flight leaving. They're going to be working... all the private jet guys are going to be working hard. They'll sneak the tickets on for you. The pilot definitely didn't steal them. Let's leave it at that, huh? Snip, welcome aboard. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Checking out our final approach into Las Vegas. Without Snip's Super Bowl tickets. Who knows where they went? That's alright. It was good. It was chill. I'd say a relaxing flight. We definitely need it after the last one. Definitely don't watch the first landing in Glendale. Watch this one. Still kind of planted it. But anyway, that will get us to the gate. We're in Vegas. This plane's going to be working hard all week, getting snipping his cronies down to the Super Bowl. And but yeah, good fun, relaxing stream. And yeah, definitely appreciate everyone coming along, all the likes and chatting and comments, and it's great to hear from all of you. So thanks for coming along. I think that's going to do it for me tonight. But again, we'll see you on the next one. Hope you guys fly fun, cool places. Let me know where you fly. And we'll see you guys in the skies. Take it easy, y'all.